Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We are back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Saturday, June 12th. Man, oh man, we're on a heater, 10-2 over our last 3 days. Subscribe if you're new. We were 4-1 yesterday. And let's recap it. Bojan Bogdanovic over 17.5 points, easy cash. Ben Simmons under 7.5 rebounds. You always have to sweat an under. Not really with this one. I believe he ends with 4 rebounds. You love to see that. Nikola Jokic over 28.5 points, cash it. Devin Booker over 9.5 rebounds plus assists, cash that as well. And we just missed the sweep by a CP3 double-double, missed by 2 assists. What can you do about that? Like I said, subscribe if you're new. We just passed 6,200 subscribers. Clap it up to all the new people joining the channel. We really appreciate you guys. If you want to join our Discord as well, click the link down below. We have over 1,800 people, not only talking about NBA, but also MLB, UFC, NFL. It's really fun. Like I said, 1,800 people. Click one of the links in the description and join if you want. And last but not least, shout out to the COS All-Stars, all of them on the screen. These are the real MVPs. We appreciate you guys. If you want to become an All-Star, it costs $2.99 a month. You click the join button on our channel or the link in the description, and it shows your support. It's like our virtual tip jar. Maybe we're helping you make some money. Become a COS All-Star today. It really helps not only me, but also Logan, who runs the MLB portion. And I believe he's wearing a similar shirt to me. So go check out his video after that one. Moving on, we got only one game on today, and it is the Jazz versus the Clippers. The Jazz up 2-0, travel to the Staples Center to take on Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and the LA Clippers looking to bounce back. And this is exactly where the Clippers found themselves in the Mavs series. They were down 0-2. And let's see if they can bounce back and win today. Let me know your favorite bet down below in the description. But without further ado, let's get into my plays for today. We've been on an absolute heater. I can't say subscribe if you're new enough, but subscribe, it's free. And I believe 50% of you guys aren't subscribed, so do that. But we're starting with Kawhi Leonard. We're taking his over 27.5 points, minus 106. You're either in or you're out. And that's where you're at. Now you could come in the comments and be like, but Austin, he scored 21 or 23 points in game 1 and 2 and shot 17 for 36. And Rolls-Royce is a great defender, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. Here's a list of people that are afraid of Rolls-Royce, Royce O'Neal. Exactly. He plays like, I mean, no offense to Royce O'Neal, but this is Kawhi Leonard we're talking about, and he's a superstar, and for a reason today, he will show that. Like we saw with Giannis and Jokic, although Jokic did not get the win, but both down to 0-2. Superstars, they're going to play a lot of minutes, and they're going to put the team on their back, and they're going to shoot a lot, and that's what I expect from Kawhi Leonard today. You look at it, he's attempted 17 and 19 shots in games 1 and 2, and I expect him to attempt closer to 22, maybe even 25 shots, and that will make the world of difference for a player like Kawhi Leonard. Now, if you look at game 2, Paul George and Reggie Jackson, yes, that Reggie Jackson, they both shot more than Kawhi Leonard did in game 2. We saw him in the Mavs series go absolutely crazy. You saw them lose games 1 and 2. Next game, he followed that up with 36 points on 76% shooting. And then you saw him again when the back's against the wall. Game 6 and 7 dropped 45 and 28 points. Easily cashing this over in both of them. He's averaged full 1.5 points more at home than he has on the road. And I think today he gets some more foul calls than he did in game 1 and 2. That's not a myth. That always happens. They always give the superstars more foul calls on the road. I'm betting on the talent of Kawhi. He did just drop 29 on them in the regular season in their last matchup, and that was on 10 of 24 shooting. Very, very poor to his standard. If you give me 24 shots tonight out of Kawhi Leonard, I will hammer it. You look at it, he's cashed this in 3 of his last 4 home games against Utah, and his only miss was a 6 for 24 shooting night. What can you do about that? I believe he shoots over 50% from the field. Not even worried about it. If you look at Kawhi, if he gets us to 22 shot attempts, 2-2, 22, if he shoots over 22 times, which he only did 10 times this regular season, he hit the over in 8 of those 10 games. I like it, and I'm riding with the claw tonight. On the flip side of the coin, on the Utah Jazz side, I'm taking Bojan Bogdanovic, and I'm taking his under. 17.5 points. Bojan Bogdanovic cashed for us last night, same exact line. So, Bojan, you're going under day. Sorry, don't make the rules. We've bet Bojan unders in the playoffs before and been super successful. And it's mainly because if you look at it, and let's say, take a step back. Let's say you took the under this line in both games this series. You'd be 1-1. He had 18 points on 14 shots in game 1, and then 16 points on just 8 shots in game 2. Now, let's start with the narrative. I heard Stephen A. Smith talking about Bojan Bogdanovic outplayed Kawhi Leonard, this and that. Well, I have some news for you. That will never happen again, and I think that will be the case. No offense to Jazz fans. I already ragged on Royce O'Neal. Not meaning to rag on Bojan Bogdanovic. I do think he's a good player, but you look at his numbers when Donovan Mitchell's there, and so we'll talk about it. The last 6 games of their playoffs, because game 1 of the Jazz-Grizzlies series, obviously Donovan Mitchell was not there. Bojan Bogdanovic only hit this over in 2 of those 6 games, and that was right over the hook. He had 18 points in both of those 2 games that he hit. And like I said, he just doesn't shoot a lot of times. I mean, you look at it, since Spida's return, he scored 15, 13, 17, 16 points. He's getting close to it, but he's not getting over the hump. Today, I expect the Clippers to come out and blanket the Jazz on offense. That's my expertise. That's just what I think. I think they're going to make other players beat them. Maybe Royce O'Neal knocks down some jump shots. We still do not know if Mike Conley will be active today, but that will help us for this under if he is. Also, we've used Pinnacle in the past, and if you don't know what Pinnacle is, they're the sharpest, most efficient sportsbook out there. They're taking more bets than anyone. Well, a lot of you guys don't have access to Pinnacle wherever you are if you're in the United States like I am, but they still have, you can still see their odds on OddsJam. OddsJam, awesome website. If you haven't checked them out, click the link in the description. They're a really cool odds comparison tool, but they have this under 17.5 points set at minus 136. That's great value if we can take it at what, minus 110? That's great value in my eyes. I think Bojan goes under today. And that's my odds. I'm taking Bojan under 17.5 points and not thinking twice. Now, my final play is a same game parlay, and I know some of you guys might not have access to it, and the lighting has changed, but here it is. We're taking Rudy Gobert, 12 plus rebounds. He's hit this in both games of the series. Obviously, had 20 rebounds in game 2. I like him to hit that again today. Royce O'Neal under 8.5 rebounds. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, well, game 1, he had 11 rebounds. Why would you take his under 8.5? Well, in game 2, he only had 3, and that was because he's out on the perimeter guarding Kawhi Leonard. Could be in foul trouble today like we have talked about. And I just don't see him getting over 8.5 rebounds. No disrespect. Bojan Bogdanovic under 6.5 rebounds. I mean, you look at it. So let's talk. Well, fine. Let's take a step back. Royce O'Neal in the regular season had 4, 6, and 8 rebounds against the Clippers. That 11 rebound seems more like an anomaly. As for Bojan, sure, he's had 4 and 5 in rebounds in this playoff series in games 1 and 2. Look at the regular season. He had 1, 2, and 3 rebounds in both of those games. Has not even come near this 7 that he might need. Now he has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so maybe he has 6 rebounds today. Bet that exactly. I don't know. But I like the same game parlay, plus 103 value. Really like it. I'll be putting a full unit on it because I like the odds for it, and I think we can get that done. Now you could add some more legs, but that is what I will be doing. But that will be my final play of the day. I know you could talk about Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's been an absolute stud this series, but I'm gonna lay off of him. I'm not gonna ride him tonight. Pause. I'm not gonna ride his bets tonight just because I've seen Donovan Mitchell go crazy some games. Like you saw in the Denver Nuggets series. If you go back and look at his game log, he would drop 57, 50 points, but then he'd sprinkle in a 20-point game in there, and you'd be like, what the? And then so I'm not calling out a 20-point game for Donovan Mitchell tonight, but I don't like riding the same bet over and over and over again, although we have ridden Devin Booker a couple nights in a row. So I'm just not going to ride it tonight. If you bet it, I don't hate it. I'm not going to say bet Donovan Mitchell's under. No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying to be wary. He has attempted a ton of shots, but Ty Lue is normally pretty decent at coming up with adjustments, as you saw them do against the Mavericks. Not saying that Donovan Mitchell's going to put up a tank fest and not going to score any points out there. Just a hypothetical scenario. I'm just not going to touch it tonight. But if you want to touch it, go for it. I don't hate the bet at all. I believe it's at 31.5 points, so very high. But obviously he's cashed it in both games this series, scored 45 and 37. So you can make worse bets out there. Let's recap all of my picks. We're talking Kawhi Leonard is my first pick, over 27.5 points. Bojan Bogdanovic, under 17.5 points. And same game parlay, the plus 103. Go back in the video and check that one out. I appreciate all your guys' support. Subscribe if you're new. We really appreciate it. And sorry for the later upload, but it's harder. This game, like I said, I don't know what to expect in this game. So we're going to limit our numbers. We only got 3 plays today. Hopefully that same game parlay cashes, and maybe we can go 2-1. Let's see if we can keep this hot streak, maybe a 3-0 sweep. I'd love to see that. This has been Austin. Let me know your favorite bet down below in the description or in the comments down below. Really appreciate your guys' support. I will catch you guys again tomorrow we got 2 games on tomorrow, so more of a slate. Let's go. Let's make some money today. Peace.